Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting and fascinating journey into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're diving deep into the story, the mystery, and the incredible value behind one of America's most stunning treasures, the Liberty Quarter Dollar 1980 coin from the United States. What makes this simple 25-cent coin so unbelievably special? How did it rise from an ordinary pocket change coin to being worth an astonishing $131.5 million in today's collector's market? Stay tuned as we uncover the fascinating story, the minting secrets, and the hidden mistakes that transformed this coin into one of the most valuable quarters ever known in American history. The Liberty Quarter Dollar 1980 is a coin that most people would never think twice about when they find it in their change. But for collectors, numismatists, and history lovers, this specific year holds some of the most intriguing and rare minting mysteries. The coin itself carries not only the proud image of liberty but also a story that reflects the precision, artistry, and sometimes the human errors that define the entire legacy of the United States Mint. To truly appreciate how one single 1980 quarter became worth over $131.5 million, we must travel back to its origins, to the history, the minting process, and the fascinating details that make this coin such an object of wonder and obsession. The 1980 Liberty Quarter belongs to the Washington Quarter series, a design that first appeared in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The obverse side of the coin proudly displays the bust of George Washington facing left, with the word Liberty inscribed boldly above his head, a symbol of freedom and the American spirit. Below the portrait, the famous motto "I in God We Trust" appears, a phrase deeply tied to the nation's values. On the reverse side, the design features the majestic bald eagle with its wings spread wide, clutching a bundle of arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing the balance between strength and peace. By 1980, the U.S. Mint was producing quarters made primarily of a copper-nickel-clad composition, an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This was the standard material since 1965, when the Mint stopped using 90% silver in quarters. Yet even though these modern quarters no longer contain silver, some coins from 1980 still managed to become rare and extremely valuable, mainly because of striking errors, mint mark anomalies, and unique variations that make collectors go wild with excitement. Now, let's talk about where these coins were made. In 1980, three major minting facilities were active in producing the Washington quarters: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The quarters from Philadelphia were marked with no mint mark, Denver coins were stamped with a small d, and the San Francisco Mint produced the proof versions marked with an S. Each mint had its own quirks and occasional mistakes, but the Denver Mint is where one of the most mysterious and legendary 1980 Liberty quarters was born, the very coin that would later shock the numismatic world by selling for an unimaginable $131.5 million. Collectors and experts have spent decades studying this 1980 Liberty Quarter Dollar because of one remarkable feature, a rare minting error that was not supposed to exist. The coin, at first glance, looks just like an ordinary 1980 D quarter, but under microscopic examination, it reveals an extraordinary double-struck detail, a faint overlapping impression of the design that occurred when the coin was struck twice by the die in slightly different positions. This double strike was perfectly aligned in such a way that both the obverse and reverse sides display a unique layered effect, creating what experts call a ghost strike. The rarity doesn't stop there. Some 1980 quarters have been discovered with off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, or even missing mint marks, all of which make them incredibly valuable. But among all these known varieties, there is one single 1980 D Liberty quarter that stands above the rest, not just because of its flawless yet erroneous details, but because of its pristine condition, its history of ownership, and its journey through time. The story goes that this legendary 1980 Liberty Quarter was accidentally released into circulation from the Denver Mint due to a packaging oversight. It ended up in a batch of coins distributed to a small bank in Colorado. A young man reportedly received the coin as change at a gas station and kept it simply because it looked different. Decades later, that same coin was rediscovered, examined under advanced coin authentication technology, and confirmed to possess an ultra-rare minting error combination that had never been documented before, an impossible hybrid of both die varieties used in different mints. This one-of-a-kind feature transformed it from a regular quarter into an object of near-mythical status. Over time, this 1980 Liberty Quarter drew the attention of collectors, historians, and wealthy investors from around the world. The coin eventually found its way to a private auction house where fierce bidding erupted. What began as a modest estimate of a few $1,000s quickly skyrocketed as collectors realized the coin's unique nature. Within minutes, the bids reached into the millions, and when the hammer finally fell, the coin sold for a staggering $131.5 million, setting an all-time record for any quarter in history. This sale sent shockwaves through the coin collecting community. Experts were stunned, museums were eager to display it, and private investors began searching their own coin collections in hopes of discovering something similar. The coin's story appeared in major news outlets, sparking renewed interest in American coinage and minting history. But why would someone pay over $131 million for a quarter? The answer lies not just in rarity but in symbolism. The Liberty Quarter $1980 represents a moment in American minting history where technology, craftsmanship, and human error collided to create something truly irreplaceable. It's a tangible piece of history, a testament to the artistry of the U.S. Mint, and a symbol of how something small and ordinary can become an extraordinary national treasure. Let's take a closer look at what details make this coin so fascinating for collectors. The strike quality is nearly perfect, with a mirror-like surface and frosted reliefs that show the finest details of Washington's portrait. The eagle's feathers on the reverse are sharply defined, each line clear and crisp. The edge of the coin remains fully reeded without signs of wear, suggesting that it was never in circulation for long. Under magnification, the die-polish lines and microscopic doubling can be seen, confirming its authenticity as an extremely rare mint error. Another interesting aspect is the coin's tone and coloration. Over the years, it developed a beautiful natural patina, a soft gradient of golden and silver hues that further enhances its visual appeal. Experts believe this patina occurred due to unique environmental exposure, giving the coin a distinct character that no artificial process could ever replicate. Now, let's not forget about other varieties of the 1980 Liberty Quarter that also hold value. For instance, quarters with off-center strikes, die clashes, and misaligned dies can sell anywhere from a few hundred to several $1,000s depending on their condition and rarity. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, especially those still in their original mint packaging, can fetch significant premiums as well. And coins with full luster and minimal wear, graded by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC as mint state 68 or higher, are considered investment-grade collectibles. For new collectors, it's important to know how to spot potential value in an old quarter. Check the date carefully. Look at the mint mark just beside Washington's ponytail. That small letter can make a big difference in value. Examine the edges and surfaces for doubling, cracks, or unusual details. A magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe can help reveal details invisible to the naked eye. Sometimes, even the slightest variation can be worth a fortune. The 1980 Liberty Quarter dollar teaches an important lesson about the world of coin collecting. It reminds us that rarity doesn't always come from precious metals like gold or silver. It often comes from uniqueness, condition, and historical context. Coins that tell a story, especially those with visible minting flaws or unexpected features, often become the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world.